Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, StratGamer here, bringing you new Anno 1800 content today. We are back in Crown Falls, and we're going to talk about the palace and attractiveness, and in particular how they react to each other and why you want to reach 33,000 attractiveness, no more, no less, and also how to get there. What is the best way to get to 33,000 as quickly as possible, less space as possible, including I'll show you some of the math behind it. Okay, before we dive in, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're into strategy game, city building games, simulations, that's exactly what I cover. So don't hesitate to subscribe so you never miss another video and you help support the channel. So we are in Crown Falls, which was introduced with the Sunken Treasure DLC in Season 1, and we're going to talk about the Palace, which was introduced with Seat of Power DLC in Season 2. And you see the Palace is this main building with all these wings there. Here is to create the wings, and here is what we're going to look at. That's very interesting. And this. I'm not going to go into all of the details of the palace, but if you are interested, please do tell me and I'll make another video on it. What we're interested in today is to see those bonuses. So let's go to the overview. So as you can see, each department will give you a base bonus and then an additional one that you can select. For example, for the Department of Administration, I selected this one, which I take town halls in the range of the palace by giving them each 200 attractiveness. And then as the base, I get 290 workforce per town hall, and that's for each of the tier, so farmer, workers, etc. And here you see specialist, productivity, area of influence, and storage, and again then other elements here. And now at the top you can see my attractiveness right now is 32,830. For the purpose of this video I decreased it a bit, and you can see level prestige 24, and here 25 when we'll reach 33,000. This is why we want to get to 33,000 to get to prestige level 25. Why not more? Well, because after 25 these bonuses don't increase versus before 25. At each level they do increase. So one thing I can show you very quickly, so if you remember, let's remember that it is 58 now. Okay, I will just disconnect one these museums. So these museums are not connected to the roads anymore, so they're not providing me with attractiveness anymore. You can see I decreased to 18 and now it is only 46. So you see the impact, and similarly it was 290 here, now it's 230, etc, etc. So these are quite huge, right? If you have this, you don't need any population on an island with town halls. This, I mean, it is for all of your buildings, it is huge. And this one is the most important. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, this is a normal size island, not too big but not too small either. I put one or power plant in the middle, sort of in the middle, and you can see it is reaching the normal elements. It has those paved streets, right? Without paved streets it will be even shorter, but it cannot reach, for example, these ones. Stops here, doesn't reach there, doesn't reach there, and here it may also not reach directly. Now, with this local department, which is the equivalent of the palace on each region, on each island, sorry, if I do select the Department of Welfare to see the influence of public building, you will see that even with this level 18, it already reaches all the way here, all the way there, there, there. Now if I go even further, and where is this? Sorry, reconnect these two. Okay, so I'm back probably to level 24. Now as you can see, it's even further. And it's not just for this building, it's for all of the and it's not just for this building, but for all of these. So it's also very important, let's say when you build an island for your population. So again, I haven't really built that one, but you see. So this power plant is covering all of this, and I just have a second one to cover more that part and here. But similarly for the radio tower, again I only have two covering this whole island. Second one again being there. University, only have one covering the whole thing. Just to show you that I'm not lying, as you can see, public services, one university, two radio towers, oil power plant, two. I don't have gas mines. So this is major, because you'll need a lot less of these to cover your islands. Okay, so now we've covered why it is critical. Now, let me show you how you get there. Let's start by clicking here. You have your attractiveness, and if you click, you will see some of the details. So just because I'm still building this island, I still have a few normal buildings like a university, etc. Then I won't need all of these. Then when you go down a bit, you will see trade unions, 1,000, zoo, almost 5,000, museum, 10,000, town hall, 12,000, and some a bit from the palace and the dockland. The key thing we want to focus here on is trade unions, town halls, museum. To be honest, I have the zoo now, but I'm planning to delete it when my town hall is gonna go up. So for town hall, why is it? Well, it's from this 200 attractiveness for each town hall. So you see town hall, town hall, town hall, and if you look at them, sorry, I missed it. If you look at them, 230, mostly from this 200, and also from this one, Gods of the Delta. And this one is also what is giving me attractiveness for the trade unions. You can see 30 thanks to this one. So God of the Delta comes from Mbesa in your museum. So this is the first element. You get as many town hall as you can. Here I think I have around 60, 55. I can still, so you get as many town hall as you can. You have 55. I could get more.
A renowned personage has arrived.
But you also need them to be in the range of your palace. The range of your palace, to know it, just click on the palace and you'll see, so here it's green, so all of this is in range. The range stops here, for example. So if I put one here, it won't be in range, and there we're gonna see also, I think, yes, for example here, the range stops somewhere there, so this one is not in range. If I put some here, it won't be in range either. And how do you increase this range? You increase it with the number of wings that you have. Each time you build a wing, it will increase the range, but to build more wings, you're limited. For example, right now I'm limited at 78, and that's based on your population. As you can see in this save, I only have 250,000 people. So if you go more to, let's say, 500,000, then for sure you can cover the whole island, and then you can have something like 70. You can have something like 70 town halls. Okay, then as you can see, the second big element is my museums. What's tricky with museums is there's so many different elements, right? If you click here, and you have all of these, plus you could also put several times the same one, right? And you think that'd be a great idea. So that's why I want to show you a bit of details and some math to show you exactly what you should be doing. Okay, so let's start here. So let's start here. I've just put Empire of the Eagle, which is the first one. You can see these three elements. It's bringing 425. And you may be wondering, wait, why is that so much? You don't get that. Well, let's take a quick look what I have here. The first one is with Patron of the Arts, you get plus 35%. This one is not important. And with this one, Attractiveness per completed set 250. This one is from the Palace. So you do need to select it. It is here. And that is huge, right? Because if you look at these artifacts, this one brings 40, 50, and 40. So that's 130. And just by completing it, I get 250, which is almost double the base thing. So that's huge. And then on top of that, you have the 35%, which applies to the 130, which gets you to 425. Now, should you just then add the same over and over again? I think I did it just here. So I put two of these, right? And as you can see, you're only getting 601. Why? Because you don't get this bonus twice. You only get it once per museum building. So that is the first element. You don't want to be doing this, which is just adding the same several times. So let's delete it. Now, you may be saying, okay, but I see other elements that are better because they have more legendary items. For example, this one, Jurassic, right, has several legendaries. So you may think this is going to bring me more. Well, it's taking 6 spots to also get you 601 because you only get these 250 ones, right? Here we also have 6, right? 3 and 3. Let's see, can we get to more than 600? So what I'll do is I'll just take the, or just because I see it there, I'll take this one. But you could do with this one and you'll find a similar result. And the last one is this one. As you can see now, we're already at 800. Why? Because now we're getting twice this bonus here. So 500 just from this bonus. So this is definitely better than this. So as much as you can, you're just going to use this on the top, the 3 items versus the 6 items, because in terms of space, they are a lot more interesting. So all of these here. Then here you can create music pavilions, right? Which I've put one here, which enables you to select a music sheet, and each of them improve different elements. For example, this one improves extinct species, Empire of the Eagle, Origin of Mankind, Agriculture, Jurassic, Medicinal, and Icebound. So here we already have actually Empire of the Eagle and Origin of Mankind, so that seems like a great idea. And we are right now at 864. Put it, we do get to 959. But is it worth it? So that's when we need to start getting a bit in the math. And don't worry, it won't be too long, but basically I'll show you what you need to be doing to get as quickly as possible to the 33k. Okay, so just to recap what we said before, and if you were still wondering how we got to 425 for the Empire of the Eagle, so this is the base attractiveness of the 3 items, which gives you 130. If you add the 35% bonus that you got from Patch of the Yards, you get to this, and then when you add the 250 for the completed set, you do get there. Now, what's important when we want to optimize in Anno is keeping in mind that the limit is space, right? You only have so much space, so everything you do must be as efficient as possible per tile or per surface, if you prefer. So we do need to calculate the surface of each thing. So you have the museum entrance, that's quite big, 40, and the music pavilion is 25 by 5. Each exhibit in the museum is 5 by 4, so 20, and lastly a town hall is 16, because we are going to use a town hall at the end. Now if you look at each of the sets that are 3 items again, right, only the sets at the top, you will see that this is what they bring without any music. Again, Empire of the Eagle, we saw it was 425. Some are a bit higher, Original Mankind, for example, because it has more legendary. Some are a bit lower, like your Yuka, but basically all the time around 400. Now, if you add the music sheet, you get to those numbers. There's no music sheet as far as I know for these two. And what's important is that each music sheet doesn't sort of apply to the same ones, right? We saw that the 1800 one was applying to these two, or these three, I think. Then you need another one for this one, another one for that one. But anyway, then you can look at what is the surface needed for each of these without music. And you can also look with music, right? And you'll add, if they are one-on-one, you'll just add 25, which is that surface. And you can look at how much attractiveness you actually get per tile. And you see for these ones, you get around 4 point something. Here, also the same, you're a bit lower, but very similar, right? Now, what's interesting is you see for the first one, the Anno 1800 sheet, when you add it to just one element, it actually decreases your efficiency because the music pavilion is actually taking quite some space to not bring a lot, because again, it's not bringing this 250 attractiveness bonus, which is huge. For these two, it does increase it, but first it increases still below what the best is, and also it increases this, but it only applies to one, so it's a different sheet of music for each. So we'll see at the end that it's not worth it. Spoiler alert. Now, as you've seen just before, what you want to be doing is actually combine sets into one museum, because the museum entrance is taking 40. So the more sets you can put into a single museum, basically the more your return on investment for that 40 of surface is going to be higher. So you just start adding sets. We started with this one, right? 864. And then you add until you get to 8 sets, and you'll see you are at 3,300 now, and we can see that our attractiveness per tiles keeps increasing. It was at 5.4. I mean, when you add a single element, the highest was 4.4. Now you're already at 5.4, and you'll increase to 6.36 here. Now I can also show you that even if you have one music sheet for many sets, for example, here you have 3 sets, which are the 3 sets touching the Anno 1800 music sheet, and it's still a decrease. It's a small decrease, but still a decrease, so still not worth it. Then lastly, you can add a tunnel, and I'll show you back in game what item you want to be putting in it. You can put a tunnel, and then again, for completeness sake, I've also checked at the end that again the music sheet wasn't great. And if you put the Anno 1800 music, again it decreases actually quite a bit. And if you put even the 1701 music, which was one of these two here, improving, it actually still decreases because it's only applying to one set, so it's not worth it. So what is the conclusion? Well, let's get back in game. So the conclusion is you want to have a museum with all of these elements filled. And of course for this one you will only fill it once, but that is fine. And basically what you want to be doing is just have 3 of these. And I'm not saying you need to put them in the middle of the map like I did here, right? I'm just showing you what you want to be doing, then you put them in a space that will be efficient. And in the middle, you can put this town hall with those 3 items. The first one is this one. You only get 1, so that's why I also want to put the 3 of them together, and increases by 10%. That's not insignificant. Then this one 5%. As you can see. And then lastly, just because you still have 1 space, I put this one, which will give me 50 of, of attractiveness. Okay, so now you can see 3 of these ones, 3000, 3000, 3000. You will get to your 10,000 attractiveness from zoos very quickly and in the less space as possible. And that will get you to level 25 to get the 60 area bonus and the 60% production. If you have any questions, any thoughts, any suggestions, please do not hesitate to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it and will do my best to answer you. Until next time, thank you.